Welcome to the VarsityKansas.com Prep Football Preview. I'm Joanna Chadwick with Tony Adame. And, usually we're able to start off this thing excited about the week of football, and its playoffs have started. But you know what? We just got to send our thoughts and prayers out to Wallace County, where Luke Shem died. He was injured in the football game last night, in the 8-man first-round game on Tuesday night, and he did end up dying in Denver. So really sad news, just an incredible athlete.
Yeah, that community of Sharon Springs is devastated. You can go to Kansas.com and VarsityKansas.com, read Joanna's story. The people there talk about him, talk about what he meant to them, and kind of details as much as we know right now on what happened.
This is just not what we want to see, is a high school football player losing his life. All right, well, let's move on to Class 6A, and the first round games are on Friday night, and we start off with an amazing game. Topeka 8-1 at Derby 8-1, and if there's ever anything wrong with the system, this is it. It is seeded, but it is seeded poorly because here you have Topeka losing their first game in districts. They're the runner-up. They get bumped to the bottom of the bracket. They face Derby.
At Derby, 2 8-1 teams playing in the first round of the playoffs. It's ridiculous. Oregon, California, Colorado, Kansas, doesn't matter where you are. This is a bad matchup for both teams because those aren't teams you want to see play right away.
And I think that the one thing is that Topeka's offense was kind of shown to struggle last week when they lost to Free State. They were shut out 21-0. I think Derby can do the same thing. But you know what? Still, they got to come to play.
Derby's defense looked amazing last week. They look really good. Defensive end Ryan Stang can dominate up front. He's a senior. He's been there for a few years. Really looking forward to see what they do in the playoffs.
Well, they took it to West High, and West High does go to Free State. I think this is going to be too tough for even a really good game from West to be able to beat Free State, which after losing its first 3 games has won 6 straight and is clearly one of the best teams in 6A.
Yeah, West is pretty limited what it can do on offense. If the running game isn't going, then the team isn't going.
All right, the rest of 6A, Hutchinson is at Junction City. That's an incredible game, too. That'll be interesting to see what Hutch can do there. And also North is at Northwest. Moving on to Class 5A, Salina South is at Bishop Carroll, and Bishop Carroll again has been hit with an injury bug. They have lost Will Honus and Christopher Dugan, both to ACL injuries. Running back Adam Tice out with an ankle injury. They're hoping he can get back, but right now Gage Gottschalk is filling in.
Yeah, you lose your 2 best defensive players, arguably, early in the season, middle of the season, and you wonder how much depth they have, which is a lot, but at some point you can't lose that many star players and still contend for a state championship, but they seem to, next man up, I guess.
And that's what they say. And, frankly, I think that Carroll has got to be the odds-on favorite to get to that championship game from the west side. But, boy, you don't want to see any more losses. All right, the rest of 5A is incredible over here on the west side. May South is at Great Bend. Heights is playing at Goddard, and Eisenhower playing Capon at Cessna Stadium. It's really tough to pick any one of these games, to be honest. I'm glad I'm not making predictions this week.
May South on the road, they have one of the best players in the state in quarterback Corey Frausto. That gives them a shot. Eisenhower Capon, I think Capon is a little bit of a favorite there, but Heights Goddard to me is too close to call.
All right, moving on to 4A, Mulvane is at Buhler, and Mulvane played Buhler close earlier in the year. I don't think that they're going to be able to get them because Buhler is healthier than they have been. Augusta's at Hayden, and this is again where you really want to come out as a district champ because instead of being district champ and getting an easier opponent, they've got to go to Hayden, and I don't know if they can get past this game.
And it's just such a new thing for that program. Augusta, being in the playoffs, being in the postseason, and they don't have experience to go back on where they can say, well, we've won on the road in the playoffs or even big road games a lot, so this could be very tough for them.
And then Andover Central is at Independence, and I think that's a game that they can get. All right, Smith Center is at Sedgwick. This is a great 2-1A game, 2 quality teams. And again, the problem with the system that they're meeting the first round, and yet
not going to fix for 2-1A next year. Sorry, that fix is not there. You don't get it.
All right, in Class 3A, we've got Saturday games. Collegiate will be playing at Garden Plain, and I saw an incredible game last night out at Heston with Garden Plain. Garden Plain ends up winning on a 2-point conversion in overtime. Just incredible.
Alex Becker makes a big play at quarterback. We've talked about it a lot this year, and yeah, she was there. Go to VarsityKansas.com, read that game story.
And check out that video. The final play is phenomenal. All right, Halstead is at Independent. Yes, I did say Independent.
Yeah.
How about Independent getting its first playoff win in school history over a Cheney team that I had finally jumped back on their bandwagon?
Cheney does so well during districts. They have so much going this season and then to fall to Independent, which is a team they probably think they should have beat, is incredible. Props to Independent and first-year coach Jeff Boone, though. That's their first playoff win, I believe.
First playoff win. And Chris Taylor, he had 2 touchdowns with a 69-yard touchdown there in the fourth quarter. That was the deciding points there. So it should be a good week of playoff football. Thanks so much for watching our prep football preview. Enjoy your week.